There it go. There it go. I was gonna say, lay it down, lay it down. You always lay it down, lay it down.
Lay it down, lay it down. You always lay it down. Hey, look,
Yeah.
listen. If you from the west side of Chicago, all right,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
back in that back in the day, you stupid. Back in the day, you knew this song, and if a chick knew the last verse, which was MJG's verse, she was one of the great ones. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I didn't know none. I know it, but I don't know it. So I know what you're talking about, but I don't know about heart. So
This is a Negro spiritual.
is it a Negro spiritual?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's a
Well,
Negro spiritual.
when we have our live show, bro, we gonna see if that's a Negro spiritual. Because
This
if
is a
it's what's the qualifications for making it a Negro spiritual?
when both sides of town know the fucking song.
Okay.
And
I mean, they
yeah,
gotta know it. Like they
yeah,
gotta.
like know it, like
Okay.
it's an era. Like you in that era where that song it was known by everyone,
Yeah.
young and old.
Okay. All right. So that's what we gonna base it off of.
Just like that. Negro spiritual, crucial conflict. Hey, another
Yeah.
Negro spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a lot of songs that we probably ain't really thought about, and when we look at them, we're gonna be like, definitely Negro spiritual. Outcast, so fresh and so clean.
Yeah.
Negro spiritual.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm ready for it.
You ready for it?
When we do our live show this summer, we gonna see.
And we do our live show. I already got our DJ. He good. He said he with it.
Who? It's a secret.
Nah, well, I ain't gonna tell the people,
Oh,
but
okay.
you know him. But you
Okay.
know him,
All right.
and you know he gonna come through, and and we can always work with him.
It's one of our
Pre-show,
friends.
yeah, one of our friends.
Oh yeah. Well,
Pre-show,
okay. I know who it is.
pre-show. We can be like, hey, when this part of the show come up, drop these tracks, and he gonna
Yep.
be with it. He gonna be with it.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
What's this episode 64?
6-4. Coming from the 60644. It's the Brat and JD. Ta-da, big baby.
Whoa, whoa.
Y'all don't remember that. Y'all remember that. I'm showing my age.
Every week, Tease, the people see your other side. Every week. Every
Yeah,
week they see the other side.
it depends on what's in my cup, you know.
You gotta
That's
blame the cup. Blame the cup.
I'm gonna blame the cup. Yeah.
But it's the some of that podcast. We back, episode 64. I'm Coach Mo. We got Tease, you know what I mean? She over there
Oh,
chilling.
no.
Got her lipstick on, you know what I mean? She choosing people. She choosing fellas. Fellas, but you gotta come correct. You gonna
Oh
have it
Lord.
on.
Oh Lord. You know, I'm trying to get ready for the summer for the I ain't no hot girl summer, but you know,
You know, hot girl summer.
ain't no hot girl summer, but you know, I'm trying to get in these streets, you know what I'm saying?
Cuffing season. It's about what? Ain't it about the third quarter of cuffing season?
Cuffing season is cuffing season closes out at the spring.
Mm,
And we spring forward Sunday. So
Sunday. Oh
yeah, so
yeah.
whoever you've been cuffing with all winter, it's probably like, you know how they be saying, so what you about to do?
That's the line.
Yeah, what you about to
That's the
do?
line.
So,
Hey, now look, is that the line after you get the towel or before you get the towel?
oh boy. Probably I mean after. That's that would be the nice thing to do. You know, you don't just make it that obvious, but
I agree with you. I think that's after. After you get the towel, then you say, so yeah, what you about to do?
yeah, that's what you about to do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's I'm trying to see if I ever had a so what you about to do moment. Like
I had
where I actually somebody actually told me that. Like I'm trying to see if I had a what you about to do.
I think I've said it.
I probably did, you know, probably in my younger years. I can't even say my younger years. I probably it's probably happened and I probably just depending on who it was, I ain't care.
Yeah, yeah,
I leave when I get ready.
yeah.
Period. So
I think in my younger years, I think I probably like said it like basically in my dorm room. I probably was like, yeah, so what you about to do?
yeah,
Or what you about to get into? That's probably what I said.
probably something like that. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think guys, I think when you older, and you in those situations, I think guys, you pretty much already know somebody finna stay or not. You know what I'm saying? Before they get
true.
So you already know, like, if it's whatever that is, or if it's somebody that you're dealing with heavy, then you already know if they staying and if they not. So
You know it's gonna go down.
yeah, you know if they gotta, they usually if they leave, they know some bogus stuff.
True
So
that.
yeah.
True that.
Oh yeah.
Well, hey, man, look, hey, everybody, Coach Mo under the weather. It's been
Yeah, I
a
think he
rough.
got that vid, y'all.
It damn. It's been it's
Yeah.
been one of the past 3 days been rough. So I took the vid test, Tease.
Mhm. We got
They
our
told
fingers crossed that you are good, bro.
they said the results will be back in 3 days.
Okay.
I hate that shit. It's like back in the day we used to take your HIV test and your Western name test, and you got to sit back and wait because you're
Mhm.
paranoid. But yeah, I took.
Why you just didn't get a rapid test from like Walgreens or like CVS?
I don't know because I had went to the urgent care, and then the doctor, he saw me. He was like, "Well, let's just give you a COVID test just to rule out COVID." So I was like, "All
Mhm.
right, fine." And
Okay.
then they gave me some antibiotics, and that stuff just wiped me out. So since earlier today, I gotta take it again tonight. I'm probably gonna, as soon as we done with the pod, I'm gonna take it again and go right back in the bed. I will say this though, like when you getting sick, especially like if you pay close attention to your body,
Hmm.
like it's all the warning signs there,
Yeah.
all of it. And
That's
the
why
good thing,
if you ignore it, that's when it gets worse.
yeah,
A
because you,
good
you
thing you
you you
went.
get all the
Yeah.
signs.
Yeah. Good thing you went today.
Well, I still got my taste. I can still taste. I can still smell anything.
Well, I think
Uh,
they said like with the variants that's out now, I think like how like when COVID first came out and we had like no taste and no smell. I don't think the newer ones. I don't think the new variants that's a symptom anymore.
oh, okay,
I
okay.
don't think so because this last time when I had COVID, I could still taste and I could still smell.
But you tested positive.
I tested positive. Yeah, but
Yeah,
the crazy thing is I couldn't smell the first time. I did have like I did have most of my taste.
yeah,
I my symptoms was really 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 mild. It was like I couldn't smell. I was congested for like a day or two. I
yeah,
was, I was more congested than anything. Had a fever for like a day or two, but I didn't have no cough. I wasn't
yeah.
sneezing. I had none of that. But
Okay,
the second time I had it, I had all that shit.
all of it.
Every symptom. Yeah. Yeah, it was the worst. Like I actually had to call off work for like almost a week. So, and I don't do that.
Ooh, ooh,
I don't call off work, and I definitely don't be going for no week. So, I was sick
yeah,
this time. This last time I had it, but
yeah. You
yeah,
was sick,
over
sick.
the vid though, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I was, we was gonna do the show. I said, you know what? If I get through the show, if I can talk without having to cough every 5 minutes, I'm gonna do the show. But that was my week. So how was your week?
So far, so good. So far, so good. It's been a low key kind of week. So yeah, it's went what this is Wednesday, hump day. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
hump day.
it's been good. Looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, trying to get into some stuff this weekend.
The weekend will be here.
Yeah.
It'll be here. It'll be here.
Y'all spring
Uh,
forward on Sunday.
yeah. Hey, y'all, don't forget, put them clocks up. Well, my phone will do it automatically, but some
Yeah,
people who got
that's a
like
good
the
thing our phones do it now. Yeah.
yeah, I love that. But like if you got them cars that won't do it, or your microwave or stove got the time on there, make sure you do it. Bricky,
Sorry, y'all.
bricky. It's
Sorry,
all
y'all.
right, y'all. It's okay. We still live. We still good.
We
We
still
still
live.
good.
Sorry, I had to do something real quick. I ain't
But
wanna I ain't wanna be all, bogus in the camera. Sorry, y'all.
hey y'all, she didn't want to flash y'all.
I ain't wanna flash y'all.
Hey, if you did, tease, put your cash up.
Oh no, bro. Hey, listen, people be having these like OnlyFans, bro, doing some like crazy stuff.
They
Like
be making money.
they don't even be naked and stuff. Really, they just be doing like they be showing their feet. They may be showing like cleavage, and they be having like they be cashing out.
It's a chick on OnlyFans that all she do is show her nipples. She don't show her
Wow,
face. She don't show her face. She don't show nothing.
wow.
You don't know who she is. she screenshotted like her statements from OnlyFans. She made like 19 grand.
Wow.
I'm like, these people, like, it's just her nipples, and they
Yeah.
be tipping. They be tipping. That's
That's
crazy.
hilarious. But see, that's the thing though. Like you have to make sure you ain't got no recognizable like scars and stuff where people can know like, oh, yo, that's Moses.
Right. And that's the thing. She don't have no tattoos around her, like not
Yeah,
in this area.
that's
So
good. Yeah, if you're gonna be
so
doing that, and you gotta make sure you ain't, you ain't got nothing.
exactly.
There's no if you're gonna be incognito about it, you gotta just be really incognito. You can't be having your tattoo with
Yeah.
your daddy name on there showing like,
Right. And
yeah.
don't and then if you change your name, don't put a name that people know you by and all that stuff,
Right,
like
right.
make up something. Because some people forget they be putting a nickname and it's like, girl, that's you, Tasha. I know that's you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Hey, I was I was watching CNN the other day, and they
Mhm.
had said that they have evidence that the COVID virus was actually created in a lab in China. Like they
Mm.
know that, and now I guess the CDC or whoever the government here, they're gonna investigate that or whatever. But so I was thinking, like, what if 25 years from now, when we all 60 plus, and they come out and say, like, we already know it was created in a lab, but they come out and say they finally find out and say that back in 2020, the COVID virus was uh, released on purpose. What
Mm.
would you? How would that make you feel? Now I know it's kind of hard because we're talking 25 years from now, but what would you think your 60 plus self would say if you heard that?
My my 60 plus self was probably still thinking what my 40-year-old self is thinking. Um
Hmm.
and I would probably be thinking I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because I do think that there is a segment of the world that wants to control population, right?
Hmm.
Because we always hear about the world being overpopulated. And the
Yeah,
thing is, people don't necessarily like instead of us doing the things we need to do to decrease air pollution and things like that, and that causes like to have the hole in the ozone layer.
yeah,
Um, the instead of us pulling back, we don't want to pull back on what we're doing that's causing the pollution. We just think the solution is to have less people. So people think like that, and I
yeah.
think that there is a case for COVID being a population control test
Hmm.
because it's been buzzes about that for a long time, bro. And with as the Earth is
Oops.
Earth is basically deteriorating. Honestly,
It is right
it's
before
burning.
our eyes.
It's burning, and people don't take it seriously.
Yep.
It's gonna be a while before it's really gonna before probably the people can really feel the effects of it. We feel it. We see it with the weather changing faster. You know what I'm saying? And the seasons basically blending together almost. It's damn near warm all year here. So
True. True.
um yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. What about you?
Honestly, I would be like really, really disappointed and upset because a lot of people lost loved ones. A lot of people lost a lot of people who wasn't sick or had any health problems, but COVID took them out. A lot of people died before their time. Like I would be thinking about that because I would be thinking about how you know people. I know it's 3 years we removed, but COVID put a lot of people into deep depression.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
COVID stripped a lot of people from contact with their families. I
Hmm.
mean, you literally like people literally had to go through a lot of mental therapy because people who had loved ones who were dying, they could not see.
Yeah.
They could not go visit them. People lost their jobs.
Hmm.
People in the financial sector lost a lot of money.
Hmm.
So not only like for me, I would be thinking about that because if it is population control, then you always think back to, well, in the movies, they always put something like that in the movies, and they always kind of gave us a little hint that
Mhm.
this could happen, and that's what I'd be thinking. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be surprised if 25 years from now that comes out, because now they'll be like, well, who really care now though? Because
Right,
it's 25 years removed.
right,
But
right.
that's my thoughts on it. I was just thinking about that, and I was like, let me ask Tease what her thoughts is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. It would be messed up because like you said, it did. We know that it affected a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And in a bad way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
in a bad way.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah, it would be messed up, but like nothing surprises me in this world because I think there are a lot of evil people.
Yeah, it
Unfortunately,
is.
I'm sorry. I do. I think there are a lot of evil people in the world. I think there are a lot of people that we that don't care.
True.
And I think people are blinded by greed. So
True. True.
it's to me it's no when you blinded by money, you know what I'm saying, and greed and power, it's no stop to what you do. So it wouldn't surprise me. Unfortunately, it would not surprise me.
It wouldn't, but I'd just be like, well,
We messed
damn,
up.
man.
We messed up. But I think COVID. I think this one, bro. Honestly, I swear, it's something to me. I feel like this was just a tester. I think the next time something like this pandemic happens, it's gonna be worse because
Hmm.
people. When you remember the calculator that was counting people that was dying,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Every
Worldwide,
day it was on TV. Yeah,
yeah,
every day.
that's crazy. Now all of a sudden it just stopped. That's
Yeah.
that's suspicious to me. I'm sorry. That doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me. So yeah.
Every day for a year, it was always that counter. I remember when you could turn on CNN in that top right corner, it had the total death count
Mhm.
worldwide, USA.
Leading the way. Ain't that's
Yep.
crazy?
Yep.
That's crazy to me. Yeah. It
But
started else and you know, we ended up with the most death is just bizarre.
it's
But
bizarre.
but it makes sense because how Americans how we operate and how we don't want to uh we want to follow rules.
Nope.
We like to be in control and what to do whatever we want to do. And people in Florida and Texas and certain areas they didn't want to shut down.
Yeah.
So
Texas was wild. Georgia was wild. Florida was
Louisiana,
wild.
those
Yep.
southern states, they still Confederates. In
Yeah.
my mind, they still Confederates. So yeah. But anyway.
Because they don't like to be told, you can't go anywhere. And the thing is, like they really shut down the world. Like your job had to be, what was it called? What was the term they used if for people who was outside certain
Oh, you have to
times
be
of
an
night?
essential worker.
Yeah, you had to be an essential worker. Because
Hmm.
if not, you're supposed to be in the house.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, that's crazy.
that's
Like
deep.
that's deep. I mean,
Yeah.
people literally was not going to the grocery stores. People was not going
Mhm.
anywhere.
I remember. I remember that was like for me. That was the first time I probably went through like. That's the first time being a single woman that I probably felt alone.
Hmm.
That makes sense because I've never felt like, even as long as I've been single, I've never felt alone or lonely. But when you are when you're taken out of your routine of going to work, you're around people, going to church, you're around people, going
Yep.
hanging out with your friends, you're around people. You know what I'm saying? So when you in the house by yourself, man, it's like, okay, what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? And then it's different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't be around your family like that no more because everybody's trying to keep the spread down.
True.
So it was different. It was different. But honestly, people laugh, but I'm mad I didn't have my cat before, but I didn't get my cat to the end of 2020. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have had her. I wish I would have had her earlier. Because
Yeah.
somebody had told me that was like, you should get a cat because cats are, they are good companions or whatever. And I'm like, I won't be no cat lady. I always had dogs, you know what I'm saying? But
Right. Right.
since I've had a cat, I see why people who go through like bouts of depression, why they have pets and why they have like emotional support pets, because they do give you emotional support. So I'm
They
all
do.
for people getting cats and dogs as, you know, to help them deal with depression. I definitely encourage it. That's just me.
And
I'll be crazy, I don't care, but I think
remember,
I
you
think
can
pets are cool.
you couldn't go see your family,
Yeah.
and then people discovered Zoom, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden
Mhm.
Zoom got rich. That
Yep.
dude got rich. All of a sudden, people started subscribing to Zoom, and he took
Yep.
off. So,
And some verses
you know,
took off.
Versus took off. That's what I was saying. Like Versus is not the same anymore because when Versus took off, people was literally inside. Everybody was inside, so the world was watching. And it's just now, it's like, man, shit, people outside now. That whole phrase, "we outside, ho." Like that's all people say now.
Yeah, because everybody was excited. But
Yeah.
before we move on, bro, there is a documentary that I wanted to watch that I saw somewhere. It's called "Died Suddenly," and it's talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, the outbreak when it initially happened, and it said it's like if you Google "died suddenly," I can't think. I'm gonna send you the link, but it's basically it's a conspiracy. I guess you can say conspiracy
Mm-hmm.
documentary, but it talks about like that phrase in people who all of a sudden just died that were voices initially for
Yeah.
the pandemic. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about my man, my guy, the quarterback for the Ravens, man. It's been a lot of NFL. First of all, free agency starts next week, so next week
Mhm.
is when you can actually legally tamper with free agents, meaning your teams can have contact with agents and stuff like that. So Lamar Jackson was given a non-exclusive franchise tag
I just found
yesterday, I
out what that
believe.
is. Tell folks what it is, just in case they don't know, because I just found out what it
A
was.
lot, a lot, a lot of people don't. A lot of people have no clue what non-exclusive
Yeah.
and exclusive means. But basically, that tag, the non-exclusive, means that they offered him a 1-year, $32 million contract. It's guaranteed. I'm sorry, it's guaranteed, but that's all he'll get. He
Hmm.
won't get any. He won't get any game checks. He won't get any of that. Basically, with that non-exclusive tag, Lamar can actually work out trades with other teams to get a better deal than what he wants. But the Ravens have a chance to match it if they want to. So
Okay.
that's what the non-exclusive tag is. The exclusive tag is they put the tag on you. You got until a certain time frame to sign that tender sheet, and you can't work any deals with anybody. So basically, that team has all your rights. So you can't go free agents. You can't work out any deals. So basically, what the Ravens did with Lamar was basically say, look, we not with the idea of $250 million. Um, However, if you think you can go out there and get it from the market, go right ahead, and we can live with you leaving, but we're gonna get 2 first-round picks from
Mm.
the team that signs you. Um, I I hate what's happening to Lamar because when you look at guys who deserve to get paid, he's one of them.
Yeah.
But listening to people talk, listening to people who cover Baltimore, Baltimore is uneasy about giving him 5 years because the last year and a half, Lamar's been injury
Been hurt.
prone.
Yeah. Been hurt. Yeah.
So Baltimore is looking at that, and I get it. He's 26. I understand these owners is in the business of making money. We all know
Sure.
that
Yep.
they're in the business of making money. Owners don't want to give out money for guys who are not going to be around. I get
Right.
that, but when you look at other guys around the league, the reason why this is an issue, the reason why everybody's upset is because Deshaun Watson got 250 million guaranteed from
That's
the
after not playing
Browns
for 2
after
years.
not playing for 2 years,
Yeah.
which pissed off all the owners in the league because they were saying like, why would you do this? Because now
Right.
you're gonna set a precedent
Right.
for other players hold out or negotiate just like that and say, hey, I want what Deshaun got.
Right.
Now, if you look at Lamar Jackson's resume, his resume is better than Deshaun Watson. First of all, he's an MVP. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be the youngest MVP in football. I think he did. I think so, but he's never been in trouble at all.
Mm-hmm.
At all. He's a great teammate. People love playing for him, and
Mm-hmm.
there are people around the league that say he's worth it.
Right.
That believe he's worth it.
Right.
So this situation next week it should start to probably heat up. But last night, people on Twitter, a lot of influencers were saying the NFL is colluding because all of a sudden you had like 5 teams come out right away and say they're not in the Lamar Jackson sweepstakes.
They not.
Yeah, like Atlanta said they're not in it. They're not going to pursue Lamar. A few other teams, but I think it's hard to prove collusion in this situation because it's Lamar Jackson. So a team, if a team need him, they're not going to outright say we don't want him. But
Right.
people have their theories, and I get it. It's based upon whatever. But I said this is how I feel. I don't believe he's going to get money anywhere else from anybody. And I think what's going to happen is either he's going to either hold out the entire year with Baltimore until he become a free agent because they can't tag him again after this year,
Mm-hmm.
or he's going to get an offer close to what he wants, and Baltimore may say, "All right, we'll do that." But it may be 4 years instead of 5. So we'll see. We'll see. But I don't believe he's going to get what Deshaun Watson got.
I don't think I don't know enough about football to say that, but from watching Lamar Jackson when he has played, I definitely and what I hear about him, I think he's definitely probably worth it. Um
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of teams that need quarterbacks. So I can't I think he gonna call a bluff. I think it's fluff, bro. Honestly, I think it's fluff. Like those people that say they weren't in the mix anymore. I don't believe it because it's some of them need quarterbacks. So I don't I think like you said, he may not get the 5 year deal, but even considering, I mean, he has to consider he has been injured. So I
Yeah.
think in reality, they tell you when you negotiate, you always aim high and then get the number you really want. So I mean, I think it's to like the contract that Deshaun got was probably just never heard of. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
never heard of.
I think he's fair to it's fair for him to want that.
Yeah.
He may not get it, but I think he'll get close to it.
Yeah. And
I definitely think he'll get close to it
he might and he might get it from the Ravens.
for
I
sure.
just don't think he's gonna get 250 million.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing is, this is what I had to tell people. There's only a few teams in the league that have cap space to even absorb what Lamar wants. We're talking $50 million a year. There's
Mm-hmm.
only a few teams with that amount of cap space. The Bears are one of them. The Falcons are one of them. And then you got to also look at not only would they have to agree to pay him that, but then they would have to agree to give up 2 first round picks. A lot of people don't want to give up their first round picks.
Right.
A lot of teams value draft picks, and it's their right. So it's not just as simple as people think. People keep saying, "Well, he'll get the money from somebody." Well, this market this year free agency, number one, it ain't the best, and number two, it's not a lot of teams with a lot of cap space.
Right.
And nowadays, a lot of teams look around the league. A lot of teams are getting these young quarterbacks and they winning Super Bowls. They winning on these quarterbacks rookie deals. Because
Mm-hmm.
to be flat out honest, if you when you sign these quarterbacks to them long term deals, the following year people gonna leave the team because they can't pay them anymore.
Right.
That's why teams try to win in these rookie deals of these quarterbacks because that's the window.
Right.
Because you're not paying a rookie quarterback a lot of money,
Right.
like Justin Fields. The Bears are trying to put something on his field so they can be competitive. Because what's going to happen
Are
after
they
year?
really trying though?
Well, I mean, we're gonna find out next
Yeah.
week. We're gonna
Yeah.
find out next week because
Yeah.
that's when free agency begins. But they're gonna try to put players around him and try to win while that window's open. Because
Right.
what's gonna happen when he becomes a free agent, based upon his numbers or whatever, 40+ million. So it's listen, Daniel Jones got 40 million a year from the Giants.
Mhm.
We know damn well he's not better than Lamar Jackson.
Right, right,
We know that.
right.
So David Carr got he getting 200 mil,
I saw that.
60 of it guaranteed. My man from Seattle, uh, Geno
You know,
Smith,
yeah.
3 years, 105 million. If he meet his incentives, he'll make up to 52 million in year one. So
Wow.
Lamar looking like, wait a minute,
Gino finally make living up to
man.
his hype.
But and lastly, before we move on, my thing is that people don't want to admit to this. Lamar don't have an agent.
Oh,
Lamar's
he don't.
mom, Lamar and his mom is representing him, and I
Okay.
and I keep and I keep telling people, yeah, I get it. Everybody want to be on this whole hotep shit and all that. Listen,
Don't do that.
so so what? So what if you got to pay your agent 20%? Your agent's job primarily is a buffer.
Right.
He negotiates. He or she negotiates on your behalf. They hear stuff from the owners that you're not supposed to hear.
Right.
The owner is literally telling your agent, well, he get hurt too much, or we ain't won 2 years with him. Your agent is the buffer. Your agent comes back and tells you, look, they want to negotiate, but here's what they're willing to do. Here's what they're not willing to do.
Right.
That's the buffing. And at some point, the agent, the team, they all get together and they agree. And the problem is, I think
Maybe he'll
Lamar.
get one. Maybe he'll get one this year.
I actually hope he do. I hope he do. Nothing against his mom. I don't know the lady, but there's a difference between demand versus negotiation.
For sure.
When you negotiate, you can't say I demand X Y Z. You got to give a little. The other side gives a little, and y'all meet at the middle.
Right. Right. I
Yeah,
mean, I
but
get it. I get, like, some people don't trust, agents and all that. And maybe he hasn't, I'm sure there are agents that approach Lamar and that
there's
have
there's agents who tweeted that I would work Lamar's deal for
mhm,
free
yeah.
so I can get him because that person said I can get him what he wants.
Yeah. I mean, I know there are people that have approached him, but clearly he has some kind of, hesitation. So, maybe him being around these last few years, he'll maybe one of the other players maybe even talk to him and tell him like, hey man, this will work out better for you, but in the long run, if you go ahead and get you an agent, but we should see.
We're gonna see because it's gonna be interesting. This NFL offseason is huge because it's the Bears. They on the clock. The offseason, the free agency is right before the draft. The draft
Hmm.
is in April. Free agency is in the whole month of March. So we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be an interesting year. So
Hmm.
you know, NFL feels like NBA now when it comes to offseason stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little more spicy than it used to be in the past. Because
It
used to be
is.
honestly, you really didn't used to hear too much about
No, you didn't.
about the free agency in the NFL. At least even as a casual fan, I don't remember. I don't remember it being this hyped up. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
it's
now
it's it
it's
it,
going
it
crazy
is.
now.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's because you know what, it's more it's more variety, bro. Like even with the
Yeah,
black quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those positions, what was traditional before, they're kind of like changing. So I feel like it's a new wave coming through the NFL. And they definitely still owned by old white men, but
yep,
I
yep.
think as far as just like they have been trying to rebrand themselves. So
Yeah, they've been trying.
they've
Yeah, they have.
become more marketable to the common people, seems
Yep.
now. So yeah.
And speaking of spicy, that's a good way to transition. The NBA talk.
YOLO.
Um, Kendrick Perkins versus JJ Redick. Spicy, spicy, spicy,
Oh yeah, I wish I could have pulled that clip up. I wish I could have pulled that clip. Oh
spicy,
man,
spicy.
let me see if I can find it, bro. Because that was that. Do you have it?
I don't know if I have it. I don't think I have it. No,
Uh,
I don't got it. Man,
okay.
I saw it in real time, so when I was watching, I was like, ooh wee.
I saw it. I actually saw it on your page. So
Oh, okay.
so give us give us a Yeah.
So basically, here's the like the version. So everyone believes Jokic is going to win his third straight MVP, and Jokic is plays for the center for the Denver Nuggets. He's having a great season, so it's not like it's some shit that's far fetched.
Right.
He's having a great season. Kendrick Perkins went on first take a day or two ago and was saying how like the media is playing a big role when it comes to voting for Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
He said that um, if you go back in history, the MVP winners, Steve Nash when he won one back to back, Larry Bird won three in a row, and he brought up Jokic again, and he said basically, what do all three of these guys have in common? And then he said Stephen A. Smith. I'll let you answer that. So basically, all three of them white. He said
Okay.
the white media tends to vote for those guys, even though they're not the leading scorer in the NBA, even though they may not be the best players in the NBA, or they may not be better than the guys who are the leading scorer or whatever. So basically, Kendrick Perkins has been saying all year the MVP should be Joel Embiid. He lead the NBA in scoring. The Sixers are top three in the East. And Kendrick Perkins said the white media is pushing this Jokic MVP because that's what they're gonna vote for. And JJ Redick came on the show the following day, and he basically lit into Stephen. Well, he lit into Kendrick, but he started his I wouldn't say rant, but he started his statement by saying, "This is the problem with these type of debate shows, is that guys come on here and create narratives that do not exist."
Mm.
And he said, Kendrick Perkins, you implying that Jokic is going to win the MVP because the white writers are going to vote for him. He said that's basically you're saying only white guys vote for white guys. So Kendrick Perkins was just basically he fired back, clapped back, and was like spitting facts. Kendrick was pissed. You could tell he was pissed. Even they had that look like, oh, what did I get myself into?
He wasn't really said that, which is funny because he ain't never speechless.
Stephen Stephen A had that look. Remember how Calvin had that look in Django when
Really, bro.
but yeah, so they they went at it and then eventually, they went to break. But here's my thing. Perkins is right because person been around basketball all my life, watching NBA all my life. Um, he's right because most people in life, even in elections or whatever, they tend to vote for people who look like them.
Mm-hmm.
They do. It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And on some hoop talk, most black people when they see a white dude, they think they can't hoop. I'm just gonna keep it 100. It's
Mm-hmm.
always been like that. Even white guys will tell you that. But until you get on that court, and then that's when brothers will be like, "Oh shit, white boy can hoop."
Right.
So the thing with Jokic is hard to say he don't deserve it.
Right.
If you look,
Because he got
if
the
you look,
numbers.
his numbers is outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks ago, basically Kendrick been at Jokic's head all season. He said 2 weeks ago that Jokic is stat padding.
Mm.
Because when they get the triple doubles, they're undefeated. He don't take a lot of shots. He don't shoot the ball on purpose because he want to get his percentage a certain way. Now again, he's not lying. A lot
Right.
of guys in the NBA pay attention to how many shots they take. If you really notice, a lot of guys don't even shoot half court shots at the end of the quarter at the buzzer because they
Right.
don't want to mess up their percentage.
Right.
So he's not lying. What
Right.
he said happened. Ask any NBA player beyond the mic, they'll tell you that.
Right.
I think LeBron has done it his whole career.
Mm.
Watch his percentage. Watch how many shots he takes. LeBron really never takes in the quarter threes that much.
Right.
You could probably go through the year, see how many end of the quarter threes he's taking. I've seen LeBron literally get a ball up when there's 3 seconds left. End of the first half, end of the
Yeah.
second, end of the first quarter, end of the third. because he ain't finna take that shot. I mean, it happens, but people was getting on JJ Redick because people was like, JJ, you need to wake up. The real world, you act like racism don't exist, whatever. And then people was getting on Perkins like, Perkins, you reaching, blah blah blah. But honestly, I think both of them had a point.
I think I was gonna say I think they both had a point, bro. Because
Both of them had a point.
I think JJ Redick probably takes offense to it because he looks at himself. I mean, he's a white dude, and I'm
Yeah,
sure he considers himself just by his commentary to be fair. You know what I'm saying, and open minded, and not like he's gonna in his mind. I'm sure he thinks he's somebody that go
yeah,
play by the books, and if the numbers are there and they pick, but that's just him. There's a lot of old writers that ain't going that's just the thing is, I don't even want to know if it's necessarily racism or if it's just that sometimes media they catch on to somebody, bro, and they just that's they pick.
it is.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know necessarily if it's just like a race thing more so than it's just like that's just how it is. Like they just that he's the guy for the moment, and for whatever reason they want to lay on that story. Is it because they, some of them may have this secret thing to want, a white guy to be the MVP, in a league that's full of black people? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's possible. I mean,
Yeah,
we're not going to count that out. You know what I'm saying? Is it just that they're trying to, you know, um, promote a foreign player? I mean, maybe, you know what I'm saying? To increase the global visibility of the NBA, even though we already know that they're very visible. But you know what I'm saying? If they're trying to keep that up, I don't know. I don't like. I agree with both. I mean, Kendrick is not lying, and I think JJ has a point too that there are some that everybody's not doing that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? There are some guys that are looking at the numbers and you know, but I can see like most people thinking like if you're gonna go by the numbers, then yeah, Joel or B, you would think that would be like he would be the buzz and B that he'd be the buzz of like okay yeah, but I mean he's getting it, but not like Jokic for whatever reason. I don't know. Everybody love him. Everybody love him. I don't. It's a
He would
weird
be
yeah.
he would be the first back to back to back MVP since Larry Bird.
Mm. But
So
how far
Michael Jordan has never
last
won
year
three
though,
in a
bro?
row.
How
Huh?
far did they get last year?
Lost in the second round.
Yeah,
And see that's another thing
yeah,
that.
I don't like that.
But see, that's another thing that people was bringing up about Jokic. They say he get a pass
Yeah,
because he never gets out of the West.
yeah,
Been to the Western Conference Finals, I think once or twice, and they're saying how he never gets out the West. And they
yeah.
were saying how like I think was it Kendrick or was it Jason? Was it Jay Williams? And they said the criteria and the criticism is different for guys like him and Luca.
Hmm.
Because if you
And
look
it
at
should
this,
be.
it shouldn't be.
It should be.
But again, let's go back to this. This is facts. The last American-born NBA player to win the MVP was James Harden. You know
Mm.
what year? You know what year that was?
What was that like 2015, 2016?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So again,
Damn near 10 years
again,
ago.
the the best players in the NBA are European. People have
well,
Luca as
but,
a top five
but the
player,
best, is a quote. It's the best to certain people. You know what I'm saying?
but what you can't deny, you can't deny this, T. Luca, Jokic, and Giannis are the three best Euro players in the NBA. Put any other two American-born players in there if you want to, but
Sure,
Luca, Jokic, and Giannis are the three top players, and
sure.
that's it.
Yeah.
So that's why they said the best players European-born.
Mm.
Hell, Embiid, he from
Where's he from? The Caribbean? Is
uh
he Haitian?
I don't know. I forget,
Or is he
but
African?
I think he's African.
Okay.
But again, that's what I'm saying. So again, everybody sees it, but they just don't want to say it. But we've never been in this era of basketball where Euro players are
Yeah,
the
he's from
dominant players. Where you from?
Cameroon.
Yeah, Cameroon.
Hmm.
We've never seen this.
Yeah.
We've never seen this era of basketball before.
Yeah.
And then
It's
and
it's interesting. I mean, it's
it
different.
is
It's different. It's definitely different. But
very different.
I think that's what the NBA wants, though. So that's what I'm
Yeah, they
saying.
do.
But that's what I'm saying, though, bro. In the sense that it may just be that's what the NBA is pushing for. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know if it's good or if it's bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a good thing to have that global presence and to promote your international players, but your American born players, I can see them feeling the way.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just funny because seeing JJ and Kendrick go back and forth. Kendrick nose got all big and shit. He was his nostrils flared up. He was mad. He was
Yeah,
mad
he
as
was big
hell.
man. He was big man. We got posted on the page.
He was mad as hell, man. Like
We
he
got
was
posted
so
on the
mad.
page. That was hilarious. Yeah,
But I mean, it was good TV. It was a good segment.
it was. It was.
I'm sure when they put the clip out, it got a lot of clicks, got a lot of traffic,
Yeah,
and that's what it's about in that industry.
yeah. It was funny.
But like but like I said, this is barbershop talk.
Yeah.
This is exactly how guys in the barbershop talk
Well,
about
I'm a
NBA.
girl, so I'm not in the barbershop.
No, in the beauty salon, y'all don't talk about sports.
No, we don't. We talk about other stuff.
Y'all talk about Tyler Perry
Basketball
movies,
wives, not Tyler Perry Blues. Basketball wives. Love and hip hop. That's what we talk about.
because y'all talk about in the beauty shop.
I just told you, basketball wives, love and hip hop. They just Malaysia just left basketball wives. That's what we're talking about.
I ain't know that. Wow,
You
okay.
ain't know that.
Damn, dude. Now
Oh,
I
bro.
stopped watching.
See, next week I gotta have a segment for I can update y'all on all the Ratchet TV.
You gotta school me on that because I
Oh
stopped
yeah,
watching.
yeah. Malaysia, she stepped away from the show because for her peace. So
Really,
yep,
she a bird anyway. But anyway, moving on.
you bugs.
Uh, did you see Creed?
Did I see Creed? Did I see Creed? What are you talking about? Did I see my man? What are you talking about?
Latish, let's talk about the movie.
Okay.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I did see Creed. Did you see Creed?
Yeah, I saw Creed.
What were your thoughts on it? Because I have lots of thoughts. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was very good, really good. I enjoyed the movie. I love how they gave us the background on Adonis, the
Mm-hmm.
whole entire background. I appreciated that. I like how they brought it all together. I actually paid attention to how they tried to make him look older.
Mm-hmm.
I peeped that.
Because he was like basically retired when
Yeah, he's retired
yeah.
because boxers retire in their 30s because
Yeah.
you're really not supposed to be boxing outside of 36.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I had posted on Facebook. I found myself when I was watching it, like I'm literally like, this is like Killmonger versus the
Kane.
The LA version of Mike Tyson.
That
Because
too.
old boy who played what's his name? Damien, what's his name? What was his
Jonathan
name?
Majors.
Yeah. He had I don't know. Maybe somebody should ask him that. He looked like he embodied Mike Tyson. I'm talking about the young Mike Tyson, the Mike
Mhm.
Tyson with the facial expressions, the look,
Yeah.
everything. He looked like he embodied Mike Tyson, and he did a hell of a job. He
Yeah.
was he was really good in this movie,
Yeah.
really good. And
Yeah.
I actually I wish the fight scene could have been longer, but I saw where he said they had to cut it
Yeah.
because the movie would have been long as hell.
Yeah.
But we
That
going back to see it. We going back to see it. So
I want to see it again too, bro.
yeah,
That's
I
the
love
thing.
the movie.
I want to start off by saying, first of all, Jonathan Majors is that dude. Okay. He is that dude. Like, you can, whatever movie he's been in, he stole he's a still he's a scene stealer. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, he's definitely like you can tell a difference between an actor. You can tell he's trained. That he's a trained actor. Like, he went to school, he has a master's degree in art,
yeah,
and you
yeah. You can
can
see
tell
it.
that it's just he's just he's amazing. Like, I enjoyed the movie. I thought Michael B. Jordan did a great job as a first time director. What
Yeah,
I found out, was interesting, which is kind of cool, that all the Creed movies they had black directors, because you had
yeah,
Ryan Coogler as the first one. the guy, I think his name is Steven. I can't think his name right now. Another young black dude in his 30s. And then they gave Michael B. Jordan a chance to do it. And so I think that's pretty dope that they've done that. But I also like the fact too, bro, that Creed, I like when we, even though I like that, I feel like we're moving into a time, hopefully, that movies that have like black leads, it's not like a considered a black movie.
True.
I'm saying it's just Creed 3. You know what I'm saying? And so
I feel you. I
it's
feel you.
not a black movie because when I went to the theater, there's white folks in there. You know what I'm saying too.
Yep. Yep.
And it shouldn't be, but that's how it should be. That it should just be like it's a good movie. It has two black leads, and but the two black leads is just like a caveat to it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they were the people for the part. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. But I definitely enjoyed it. I think
Shout out to Wood Harris. Wood Harris
Wood
was good
Harris
in it
right
again.
now.
He was good in it.
Sounds like he's always good at everything to me too. He's an underrated actor, I think. He's been around for a long time. But yeah, he's always good. I just enjoyed it, bro. I want to see it
Yeah.
again. I think that I didn't miss Rocky in the movie. And I think
I
that
did. I did.
you know what? I can take a leave Rocky because I never was a I watch I'm like any other kid in the 80s. I watched the Rocky movies. I've seen them 1,000 times, but I'm not a I never I can do without it. They're not none of my favorite movies. They weren't the acting wasn't good. You know, it's just the story of the underdog and it's always predictable. So that's why I didn't understand why people were mad at saying that Creed was predictable. I'm like, every last Rocky movie is predictable. So I don't understand why they stuck with that formula. So I don't understand what was the big deal. But I didn't miss him being in there because he's old as I feel like he's old. He don't really have a place in the movie.
I just wanted a cameo. That's all.
I didn't miss him. I'm sorry. I didn't think he had a I don't think he had a place in the movie. And I think that if they did, it would have been forced to me. And I feel like they're trying to make Creed just a separate,
They should have killed him off. I think they should have killed him off. That's what I
he
want to see.
might, but the thing was, I think the thing is they said that
They killed off the mama.
yeah. But
So we won't see her no more.
I think Rocky said he's open to doing like a Creed 4. He just the other guy who's producing him and Sylvester Stallone have like creative differences. And so
Okay.
they don't get along because I saw an interview with Sylvester Stallone where he said he loved Michael B. Jordan and he would work with him, but the other guy that the white it's another older white guy. He said he won't if he's part of it. So it wasn't him not being a part of it wasn't because of Michael B. Jordan. It's
I
because
didn't think so.
he don't like the other dude he don't like the dude that's producing it because I guess he don't really have rights to the movie. Like I don't think it's exclusively like Rocky is that's not exclusive to Sylvester Stallone. So
it's not right. It's not because the Creed
but they did
franchise
give him
is
producer credits though. They did get him producer credits.
I saw that. Yeah,
that was cool. Yeah,
let me ask you this. Do you want another Creed?
I do. But I'll say this because I saw a lot of comments about like people wishing the story was longer. I think it was perfect timing. I think it was fast paced, and I understand why they left some stuff open. I think they left a lot of stuff, bro, hanging for the fact that you can do a 4 and give more background on maybe Dane. You know what I'm saying? You can give another story and introduce maybe a woman boxer and his daughter. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
what's coming. That's what I think is coming.
Yeah, I think he can. I think he's they did a great job of leaving it open so they won't put himself in the box to where they can expand on the story. So it did too. I was like, people was like, the movie was already 2 hours, and most of the Rockies ain't 2 hours anyway. Like they be like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. So
yeah, they ain't that long.
And bro, we're in a generation where everybody's on social media, where everything is quick. So I feel like those young dudes know they can't have no long drawn out story about Dane background, and I think they did a good enough job to give you enough meat to where you understand the story and you kind of you felt empathy for Dame's character. You know what I'm saying? And
I found myself cheering for him.
yes,
Stuff.
you find because you know what? That's the part I like the most is that I like how they showed when dudes get home from jail, that psyche and it's the battle is more so when they mind of being unjailed. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
freeing from the chains of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think they did a good job of giving us a glimpse of just, somebody that's been locked up for all that time. And, you know, everybody that's locked up ain't bad people. And everybody got a
No, they
story.
not.
You know what
They
I'm saying?
not.
So I think I appreciate that they showed that side of it. And I think they also showed the side of like how men, um, with Michael B. Jordan, how just even though he was successful, he was still holding back a lot. He
It
was
was.
still he
Yep.
was still he still hadn't opened up to his wife
Yep.
about a lot of stuff, and that she couldn't. It was dope that she was like, well, if you don't talk to me, talk to somebody, like, because you can't walk around with this heavy burden, like it's something wrong with you, but I don't know because you're not telling me. And so I think when he saw Dame, it kind of brought everything back up. You know what I'm saying? Because he basically got in trouble for him, even though they both were, like he said, they both were bad. They both had they troubles, but
Mm-hmm.
he went to jail protecting him, and then the mama was bogus, bro. Claire was bogus. Claire was bogus.
Claire,
Claire
Claire, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, Claire.
Claire was definitely bogus. She's bogus for hiding those letters. So
Cause
I
Dame,
enjoyed it.
he thought you didn't fuck with him. He was like, you didn't get none of my letters.
Right. And I like how they made Dame like he was jail built. Jail swole. You know what I'm saying? Because that jail swole is a little bit different than
Different. Yeah.
somebody that's,
Uh, prison. That's prison swole.
he
Prison
was prison
swole.
swole, and
Yeah.
they made him prison swole. So I like that. I definitely like that. Um
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
he got a new movie coming out too where he's a bodybuilder. So I'll be sitting front and center.
Really?
Yep.
He working, ain't he?
He working. Yep. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you how much I have been a Jonathan Major stan for the last month.
Here we go. Here we go.
I got Paramount Plus just so I can watch Devotion because that's the only thing that's streaming it.
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah. So
Here we
I enjoyed
go.
it. If y'all ain't see it, y'all go out and see it. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth the money. It's a good. I plan on going to see it again myself. So
Teach enjoyed it, y'all.
I did. I did. I enjoyed. I'm telling you, Michael B. Jordan said that the fight scenes that when they were together, he was trying to make it look like it was two gladiators in the ring. And he
Yeah, I
successfully.
peeped that. I peeped that.
Yeah. And you can see he also said he had the anime influence with the fight, and people who love anime, I think if you guys are into that, I think that definitely that last fight scene you'll enjoy it because I thought it was dope how when they were fighting, it's all spoilers, y'all. So I'm just letting y'all know when they was fighting, how the crowd disappeared,
Yeah.
and then it put the chains up.
Yeah.
I mean the not the chains,
The like the
the
jail cell.
bars,
Yeah.
yeah, and it kind of just show you how they were what they were really fighting mentally. You know what I'm saying? So that was I
Look
thought
at
that was
Tease.
dope.
Look at Tease. Look at Tease. Deep diving.
I did.
Deep diving.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's cool!" Like they blocked
Diving,
everything
boy.
else out, and they was showing like the imagery was just dope, bro. It was like they were just showing like they battle, they fighting each other, but they actually fighting other stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey y'all, Tease is potting. Okay, y'all. She's
knock it off,
potting.
bro. Knock it
She
off.
pot. Hey y'all heard the deep dive? Woo!
Knock it off.
Deep dive, boy.
Yeah, that was I was first when I was like that's cool, but then I saw an interview that Michael B. Jordan did. He was saying that scene specifically he got from like an anime movie, and they showed like the clip where I don't know I'm not an anime person at all, so
Me
but
either.
one of those movies that one of those fight scenes they did that the two brothers was fighting, there was two best friends was fighting, and then they kind of like the background disappeared, and it was just them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he was true to that influence, and he did a great job.
He did.
He did
Creed
a good job.
definitely. I'm going to see it again. Since I was married a wife, she's off today. and I was sick, so we watched Creed 1 and 2 today.
Okay. All right, but before we move on, let me ask you this: from the three creeds, where do you rank this last one?
Second,
Okay, what's your first one?
Creed 2.
You like Creed 2 first?
I love Creed. I love Creed 2. I love
Really?
it.
That's my least
'Cause
favorite one.
you know why I love Creed 2? Because I'm a Rocky fan. And
Mm,
the fact they brought back Drago's son to fight Creed 2 times,
yeah.
and it was longer, and
Mm-hmm.
then that final training scene, the montage.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm being honest, full disclosure here. I get emotional. I get fired up that training scene
Yeah.
because it's the music, and
Yeah.
then you know how it is. Like he training, he getting his ass whooped, he want to quit,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he break through, and then you know what I'm saying. Like I love Creed 2. Creed 2 is my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
Creed 2 is my least favorite one. I ain't decided yet if I want, because Creed 1 was good to me. I definitely enjoyed Creed 1. And Creed 3 is dope. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to say Creed 3 is above 1. I'm almost close, bro. I think I want to put it above 1. Only
Okay.
because, like I said, I ain't a big Rocky fan. I can go without him being in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I think that the storyline was good without him being in there. I'm
Yeah.
like the two, to me, it was just holding to me. Two was just holding on to the Rocky and Dragic. What's his name? The
Ivan Drago.
Jargo, yeah. It's just holding on to that too long. Like, okay, they he was in, like, he killed Creed, and then
He got his
Rocky
get back.
fought him. Yeah, but it's just like, I'm just like, we got to move past that.
Rocky is one of the best American movies ever made. Okay, all of them. Okay,
Yo, Asian,
the
Asian,
worst.
Asian.
They should have stopped after Rocky 5. They fucked up trying to go with Rocky Balboa.
Yeah,
His
that
old
Balboa was
his old ass
dookie.
in the ring trying to fight. That was tough. They should have just stopped.
Balboa was dookie, and 5 was high key dookie too.
5 was good. What you talking about? 5 was cold.
5 was not cold. 5 was okay. It was okay when he was fighting. What's his name? That white boy, the young white boy. What was his name?
In a street fight, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, that was like,
His ass in
I,
the alley.
I'll just, I can take
Lion against young lion.
it. He was old as hell then too, bro.
Whooped his ass. He let him know, like, look, I'm the teacher, you the student. Ain't shit happening over here. And then the music come on.
Yeah,
Dun.
okay, I'm gonna say this too about Creed 3. The soundtrack is that J. Cole did his
That's cold.
Greenville did it. See,
That's cold.
that's why I'm saying it's a difference when you have a black director and you got black producers and black leagues. Cause I'm telling you, when they're in the ring, I don't want to hear that dun 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 shit. I don't want to hear no Metallica coming on. I want to hear Dreamville. I want to hear JID. I want to hear J. Cole. I want to hear that I don't want to hear that other stuff. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
you
don't want
gonna
to
hear it.
hear.
You gonna hear that in the Creed movies, of course, because it's the culture. You know you gonna hear that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was dope that they did the whole soundtrack.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then
that
that's
that's
what's good about having like black directors and black producers and black leads, because then you can infuse black music in there, and like, because all the rest of them, like, they'll put like a black song here and there, but they always gotta have that Rocky music. I don't want to hear that. I'm sick of that. I'm sorry. I mean, we can't. It's time to move on. I
you
know
sick of it. You
it get,
sick of it, Tease.
it get everybody pumped up. It's a dun dun
You
dun dun.
sick of it, Tease. You sick of it.
Sick of it, bro. Sick of it. Tired of it.
Y'all heard her. Y'all heard her. She tired of that.
Tired of that. So yeah.
She tired.
Anyway.
Last thing we gotta talk about before we get out of here. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, Selective Outrage.
So I'm watching it. I ain't finished it.
I
But
finished it.
you know, with social media nowadays, you really don't have to watch anything. You just listen to people make posts about it because they're gonna talk about anything
Mhm.
on social media. But I'm at the part where he's talking about Smith and talking about the slap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So his
That,
his,
that,
his
that's probably the best part of the show. That last 10 minutes was when he stepped on Will and Jada's neck.
yeah.
Yeah, as he
So
should.
here's the thing. Chris Rock, Chris Rock is one of my top 5 all-time comedians. Okay, all right.
Mine too.
I've always liked Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
He's a brilliant writer of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
He, um, I've always liked his comedy. Um, Bigger and Blacker is still one of my favorite stand-ups.
Definitely one of my favorites in my top five.
Because
That's for
it's
sure.
funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch that now and still have the same laughs.
Yep, me too.
Here's what I want to say about Selective Outrage. I really believe this was his therapy session. I believe he wanted to get some shit off his chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, yeah, he wrote what he wrote, but I really
Mm-hmm.
believe he wanted the world to know how he really felt.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like this stand up. Um, I also didn't realize that a lot of black people don't like Chris Rock. Like I was really taken aback. I didn't know that. Like
Oh,
people,
I knew that a few years ago.
I had no idea because I mean people really were talking about how like literally like Chris Rock really ain't that funny. He just loud and boisterous. I'm like, wait a minute, you loud and boisterous. You never paid attention to his jokes, like
Right.
his like what he be talking about. But
Y'all
again,
never seen Pootie Tang?
but a lot of people say black folks don't like politics in their comedy.
They don't. And they don't like. I'm sorry, bro. I just want to say before you finish, they also just don't like stuff that's truthful as well.
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah. And well, reading everybody's comments and everything, people who went in about it, they just said that it wasn't as funny as the other ones.
Sure, it
Okay,
wasn't.
probably not, but to me, it was good. So far, when I watched, I like it. Maybe because I'm a fan, but I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Now, he's taking a lot of backlash, a lot because of what he said, but particularly calling Jada a bitch. Now, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people said they don't like that because here's a black man calling a black woman a bitch and getting laughs and jokes about it on national TV or whatever. Now, here's my thing.
Selective outrage.
That's the perfect
Selective
definition for this.
outrage. Because we're not even finna go there because it's too many songs with bitch, 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 ho, ho, ho. And for even anybody to get offended because he called her a bitch. Sorry.
Well, you got these women, especially a lot of young black women, a lot of feminists, saying, here's a black man, um, basically down in a black woman, and then they said not only a black woman, a wife of another black man. So I said I had made a comment on somebody's Instagram post. I said, well, what about that same black woman who smashed her son's friend in their house? That's the same black woman, right?
That's facts.
I got blocked.
Black
I got
Joe.
blocked. But that's selective outrage. That's what that
Selective
is.
outrage. Bro, that was the perfect title for it. And the responses to it is selective outrage. That's the funniest thing to it. That's the funniest thing about all this is that y'all really proving his point. Y'all really proving his point. Like, like some of the jokes, like people was mad, like the guy from I think Michael Jackson's family was mad because he said, y'all still listen, y'all 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 hate R. Kelly, but listen to Michael
Yeah,
Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so
Chris Jackson.
yeah, so I'm like, but I'm like, it's a valid thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna, I know in theory, Michael Jackson didn't get convicted. You know what I'm saying? So that is a difference. He didn't get convicted of anything. R. Kelly did. You know what I'm saying? But I can see what he's trying to say there. You know what I'm saying?
He
But
said for years, my father been a butt of Chris Rock jokes
a lot of
throughout the
people
years.
again, it's selective outrage. People want to jump on Chris Rock because they don't like his style of comedy because he ain't hood, he ain't Deion Cole, he ain't D Ray, that's not his style of comedy. He's always been more of a storyteller type of,
Yep.
quick punch guy, because that's just how Chris Rock is. Like, so many people didn't even know Everybody Hates Chris was so funny until they went off the air.
Now I'm one of them. I started watching it when it went off there.
Yeah, most people I know that watch it, they didn't watch it till it went off the air. So
That shit was funny.
it's
That was genius.
hilarious. It's
Genius writing.
still one of my favorite shows, and it's basically his biography. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? It's basically his biography. So I don't I didn't think what he said about Will and Jada. You know, he's not a fighter. He can't fight Will back. He ain't gonna slap him back. You know,
He said that.
that ain't his style, but he's a comedian. What you think a comedian gonna do? Just like when rappers, have they beef and they go, but they say we keep it on wax. They go back and forth. That's what he do. He's not gonna fight Will. He's going to do what he do. His what he's good at is writing jokes. And like you say, it was a therapy session for him. You know what I'm saying? To get that off. And people just don't. Sometimes black people, we just pick and choose when we want to get mad at, because if we don't like you, then we just we start nitpicking and making up stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Comedy will never ever be the same in this era of social media, uh, Me Too, feminist movement. It would never be the same because
Yeah.
everybody has too much access to uh, the internet, IG, and people could take a clip and they'll run with that clip, and then they'll basically say, "Oh, he hate women.
And
Oh,
he
he
do.
hate. Oh, he hates gays. Oh,
Right.
he hates lesbians." It's
Right.
comedy. It's like
Right.
comedy now will never ever be the same. How we grew up
Right.
with comedy, it will never be that again, ever again.
But I honestly though, bro, and not to prolong it, I just don't understand the black women that do have a problem with it. It's just like you don't get this upset about anybody else saying bitch in
Nope.
songs in
Nope.
relation to quote unquote disrespecting black people or black women. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just weird to me. Like, because I feel like when we start trying to complain about every little thing, the stuff that really is valid, bro, is going to get lost in the mix, because
It is.
eventually your voice gets what can I say? It becomes background noise. If
Yep.
you always talking, it's always something, and you make a big deal out of everything, at some point it's gonna be background noise, and nobody's gonna listen, because they're not gonna take you seriously. So I don't think, like, people are acting like Jada is like this angel, and I'm not saying that you know you know that she's something's bad about her, but I what he said was true, and everybody was thinking it, which was crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody was
Everybody,
thinking it.
everybody was thinking you're mad at Jada and you took it out on Chris Rock,
Yep.
because for 2 or 3 months since that interview, you were the butt of all the jokes. You were
Sure
you
was.
you had that cry face,
Yep.
all that meme going around, and she was sitting there like big ballsy, like, yeah, I'm interviewing my son, I'm interviewing my husband about having sex with our son's friend, having a whole ass affair. That is the most asinine, damn near like uh uh egotistical thing I've ever seen in my life.
I used to like her, man.
I
I
don't know
can't
no
stand her.
dude, I don't know no man, bro, who's gonna sit there and go through that.
No.
Not no man with no balls.
No. Hell no.
Sorry, Will. I love Will, but he came across weak. He
He
came
sat
across
there, he
weak.
sat there and looked at her
He was
while
pissed off.
she
He was
told him,
angry. He
yeah,
was mad.
wow.
He was mad, bro. Everybody know he was mad. He was hurt, as he should be, and he probably got some dirt on him. That he just has never been out there, but he more so mad that their business got out there, and it's just like you boning somebody that don't know how to keep stuff in house.
Yeah. And it's your
You
son
know,
friend.
it's your son friend.
That's
You know,
wild, man.
I still
That's
can't believe
wild.
it. And I seen it, like, I can't believe, like, he was a clown, Joe. He's a clown
Clown.
fooling out there. You know what I'm saying? But
Clown. Big clown.
she a clown for fooling around with him. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
But I'm gonna finish watching it, and I'm gonna have my little comment about it once I finish watching it. But so far, I like it.
I
I don't
thought it
have
was
no
good.
issues with it.
It's definitely
It's good
not
to me.
one of Chris Rock's finest. I'll go on record and say that. To me, it's definitely not one of his finest. But I feel like it's appropriate for the moment, and the stuff
Yeah,
he talked about is appropriate, and
yeah.
I liked it.
I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it, and the listeners, make sure y'all check it out, listeners, and leave y'all comments. So if y'all already seen it, leave a comment when we drop the episode. Let us know how you feel about the Selective Outrage stand up.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have just so y'all know, our episode 63, we had
Yes,
some video troubles. So that's why you didn't see the video for that. So I do have some clips I'm still gonna post. But that's why the video we didn't post
right.
week is because
Some,
but
some
the
technical
episode is still
difficulties.
out there on Apple. It's still out there on Spotify, so y'all can still listen to it. But
Yep.
we couldn't get the video to cooperate with us last week. So
But the episode is out there. It's up.
yeah,
So Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure you go check it out.
for sure.
And this was episode 64.
64.
Next week we'll be in the studio. I'm gonna try to get a guest in there next week. We can have a studio talk. And then we got some stuff coming up with other guests too. So
We do,
make
we
sure y'all
booking them.
continue.
We booking them.
We're booking them. So stay
Yeah,
locked in, everybody. Stay locked
yeah.
in. Make sure you subscribe. Some of that podcast. And make sure you subscribe on Apple, Spotify, even the YouTube page.
Yes,
Make sure you follow the IG page and keep leaving comments. We appreciate that.
for sure. Tell everybody about it.
And
About
hey,
us.
and make sure, listen, cuffing season is almost over.
Yep, we got
So
one more month.
you got one more month
Yeah,
to
to
whoever you've
spring.
been laying up with all winter. You got one more month, and then y'all gonna have to part ways and be outside
Yeah, got to get you a new boo.
and bust it open for the
All
culture.
right. All right. And on that note, guys,
Yeah,
we
just like that, straight
we
like that.
we on that note, we are going to close out this podcast. Okay, this is not
Yeah,
okay.
straight like that. You heard?
We'll see y'all next week.
All right, we out of here.